Yeah, definitely need a haircut soon, don't we, boys? Yes, Casanovians. Hope you boys are well. I wanted to put this live stream out there today because I've just been putting a new video together. So I've been editing a video for the past couple of hours, and as I was editing the video, by the way, the video is going to get dropped within the next 3 hours or so. It's an absolute banger. It's gonna lay out a complete tried and tested formula that I've been using to cold approach. It's a formula that I teach my clients. It's the formula that's allowed them to be going on multiple dates a week, have multiple dates lined up in the same day. Point being, it works, and because I want to put a video out there which just gives people, especially beginners, like an easy to digest blueprint for cold approaching. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, that'll get released really soon. Just hitting you boys with as much value as possible on this whimsical Wednesday. But this live stream dedicated to something that a magician once taught me, and this was unintentional dating advice at the time. So, yeah, if you're new here, you don't know who I am. My name's Kristian. I used to be a magician, so I used to have severe social anxiety. I used to break out into these sweating fits at school whenever I got put on the spot to answer questions. I really was just a sniveling social misfit. So at 13 years old, I decided to take a sledgehammer to my social anxieties. I started watching David Blaine perform magic on YouTube to hillbillies. And then after a couple of months of watching David Blaine on YouTube, I finally plucked up the courage to go outside. But it took me a long time. Like, it took me, I don't know, like a couple of months after that to actually have the balls to go over and approach people to perform magic. So, point being, when I was learning magic, it was very similar to the position that you most likely find yourself in right now, where you've consumed a lot of content, you know all the theory, you know realistically what you need to do, you're just not transmuting information into implementation, and you're basically just pissing your life away one cold approach video at a time. So, yeah, the industry calls this approach anxiety. It's a it's a thing in magic as well. Like, you know, you learn the effects, but then you actually don't have the balls to go and approach those people. It's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it, right? That's the analogy that we always use. So this was something that I struggled with. Like, I had all the ability, I knew I could perform the magic, but I just didn't have the courage or the confidence to actually go over and initiate. So at the time, I was learning, like I was doing a lot of my learning online, and I was following this guy on YouTube. And he was giving out advice, but his advice wasn't on how to actually perform magic. It was actually on how to overcome your fear of approaching people to perform magic. And the secret that he shared has stayed with me up to this point in my life. And it's a secret which got me into the habit of acting on immediacy, right? And it's really simple. All he would get me to do is count down from three, say fuck it, and then just put myself in there. But the way that this works is you apply this principle to every aspect of your life. Like, whenever you're met with resistance, like maybe it's taking a cold shower, maybe it's taking like a phone call. Like, I remember, dude, I used to be petrified of like calling up the doctors or the dentist. You know, when you've just got like an appointment that you need to make. Like, my social skills were that bad that just like making a phone call to a stranger who couldn't even see me, I would just, dude, I just overthink things so much. And oh, what if the conversation gets awkward? What if I don't know how to respond to this person's question? I was just absolute sniveling mess. So whenever I was met with resistance, cold shower, phoning the dentist, going out for a walk, doing my fucking homework, whatever it was, three, two, one, fuck it, and then just move in the direction of the resistance, right? It's Alfred Hitchcock, you know, the director. He said there's no terror in the bang, only in the anticipation of it. And I think this is so true. Whenever it comes to anything which has caused anxiety, it's always been the avoidance which amplifies the anxiety, but action alleviates it. So yeah, it was just creating this like thought anchor in my mind. And the reason why I found it to be so effective in magic was because I'd already started to make a habit out of applying this principle. So all right, cold shower, three, two, one, fuck it. Don't count it up because you can continue counting. You have to go at three, two, one, fuck it, and then go in for it. And then it it just became this habit, right? So then, okay, the next when I started going out, because I used to try and like approach people around parks in the Lake District. I was never able to do it because I just always get in my own way. I think too many steps ahead. I would experience failure in advance and I would reject myself on other people's behalf. But now that I had been equipped with this three, two, one, fuck it formula, I remember the first ever person I approached. It was in a park. It was in my hometown of Barrow-in-Furness. I saw this woman. She was sat down on a bench, and I just said to myself, three, two, one, fuck it. And because I'd been consistent with this three, two, one, fuck it formula in my life up until this point, I just let my legs carry me. Like it's kind of weird, but it works. It's like, you know, when you see somebody and you want to talk to them, then you get paralyzed with fear, and then you just don't do anything. Three, two, one, fuck it. Just start walking over. It's like just let your legs do the walking and your mouth do the talking. Like that's really all it comes down to. So it's like three, two, one, fuck it, and then it just is about forcing yourself to move in the direction of that resistance. Because as soon as you're in that conversation, as soon as went over to that woman, I think she was on like a lunch break from work, and I was like, "Hi, excuse me, can I show you something cool with cars?" Like my voice was trembling so much. I look back now, I'm like, no, actually, to be fair, I look back now, I've actually got so much respect for that 13-year-old version of me, because it's like I didn't realize then that the actions I was taking at 13, I was investing into the identity of the person who I embody today. Like, there's no way that I would have got so good at cold approach so fast if it hadn't have been for my decade of performing magic. So yeah, three, two, one, fuck it, get yourself in there and just understand, like, this isn't a quick fix. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. Do you know what I mean? It's like about you just making a practice out of dive bombing into discomfort. Like, what would that most carefree, fuckable, confident, magnetic, outgoing version of yourself, what would he do in this moment? And then act as if you already are that person. If you want like a more of a deep dive into my mindsets, everything that I've done, basically since I started, like if you want like my entire blueprint of everything I've done since 13 years old, then you can get my free courses. I'll download them. I'll link them below. Download them. They're free, so you might as well. They give you everything you need to get started with cold approach, start getting results, become the most fuckable version of yourself. I go deep in those courses as well, especially in my most fuckable man course. Like, I talk about your personal renaissance document, how you can actually become the person of your wildest visions. Like, it's basically like what I've done. Hopefully it helps you as well. But yeah, just this notion of three, two, one, fuck it, and get yourself in there. And it's like, fuck perfection, just show up. You know what I mean? It was like, this is something that I learned a lot, like, from my magic days, but I don't think he put it in as blunt a concept. But basically, like, when I was first learning magic, it was less emphasis on, oh, did the tricks go well? Did I get great reactions? Did I blow those people away? And it was like, did I do the thing? Like, going from a results-based mindset to an action-based mindset. And that really helped me. So yeah, just like three, two, one, fuck it, get yourself in there. And then in a cold approach context, please just remind yourself that the first 100 cold approaches that you ever do in your life, they are batting practice, right? Don't expect any results. Just detach actions from feelings, get them done ASAP, like ASAP Rocky that shit. And then once you've done 100 direct cold approaches, you will have started to discover your own approach to all of this stuff. Because, like, what I'm telling you, this is just stuff that's worked for me. This is just stuff that has worked for my clients over the years. It might work for you, it might not, but the only way you're going to find out is actually putting it into practice. If you've not done 100 direct cold approaches yet, you don't have a voice in this space. You can't leave a comment being like, oh, I did one approach, it didn't work, I never saw that girl again. It's like, dude, of course it didn't work. Like, you're still a baby. You've not even done 100 yet. So get 100 done as soon as possible. The video that I'm gonna drop, maybe in like 2.5 hours, it's whenever the editing and the rendering, all that shit's finished. It's gonna just give you like a really simplistic blueprint for getting started and getting points on the board. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to me, have notifications turned on. I realize I don't actually ask people to subscribe that often. It feels weird saying that. Oh, make sure you subscribe, make sure you have, but do it anyway, because otherwise you're gonna miss a video and then you might die alone in a fucking bungalow in East Uzbekistan. Probably worse ways to go. Anyway, don't matter. Yeah, all right. Mwah.